Oh my gosh, this looks amazing. What's up, Agents? Zero here, and welcome back to another Minecraft Pocket Edition map showcase. And today we're going to be taking a look at something that I think you guys are probably going to guess what it is as soon as I turn my camera around. Here we go. Toadstool Castle from Mario 64. Now, to be completely honest, I actually grew up with the Sega systems. I never owned really any Nintendo systems except for my Game Boy Color, and when they actually came out with the Nintendo GameCube. Those were my first two Nintendo systems. I never had a 64. However, I do have a Nintendo DS, and I also have a Nintendo DS emulator with Mario 64 DS on. That's pretty much the extent of knowledge that I have behind Toadstool Castle. And I gotta say, from what I'm seeing so far of this, looks really cool. Now, I'm going to tell you guys right now that this does in fact use a custom texture, and I do believe behavior pack as well. It's pre-installed in the map itself. There's no additional install or anything. It's already there, and I'm really curious to see how much of this is actually like what you see in Mario 64. I mean, so far I'm rather impressed with the exterior thing, and I'm only looking at the front of it, and this Peach portrait looks really good. For being simple and pixelated, it looks really good. And I'm hearing some mobs already. And oh my gosh, this looks amazing. Now, I do want to take a look at one thing in particular before we go ahead and get started, and that's in here. This is where Bob-omb Battlefield is supposed to be, and from what I read, there's a work in progress actual Bob-omb Battlefield behind this painting, and whoa, I was not expecting it to be pressure plates. Okay, so back to castle, time set day. Speaking of time set day, one thing I do want to go ahead and do is actually set this so that's always day. If the settings menu would load. There we go. That will make things a little bit easier to see. So far, I'm liking this already. So as I said, it's got custom resource and behavior packs already. I'm not quite sure. Do I just jump on this? Break the block to obtain the wing capability. You know what? I don't want to have to do that because I like the way it looks, and this apparently is supposed to be a little elevator. Looks really nice. So here's a chain chomp, but except it's actually a slime hooked to a lead, which is nice. And here's a chest in the right behind the chain chomp, but there's nothing in there. Okay. I am curious how much of this. Okay, so I do know for a fact that this thing is only a work in progress. It's not completely done, but for what it is so far, this is actually really good. And what is this down here? So warp. Do I just touch it? No. Although I am curious as to. Now I am curious about this thing. Nothing. Alright, never mind. I gotta say, this looks pretty good so far, and as I already said, I am curious about the remainder of the map. So let's go ahead and go back to the castle. If the button will. And the button didn't even press. Okay, what about if I were to go to the back? Yeah, here's the command block itself. So let's go ahead and activate this command block so we can go back. Because apparently the button wouldn't work. There we go. And I have no idea where I am right now. Okay, we're back here. Okay, I have no idea why the button didn't work. But whatever. Okay, I'm still flying. What's in here? Oh, I know what this is. So I do believe if I come down here, basement key needed. Okay, this looks like, oh, this is the basement area. I was thinking that maybe this was the back garden. Doors have teleporting ability in basement. Okay. This is actually really cool so far. I don't want to take a look at too much of the other paintings unless I have time. I want to take a closer look at the interior of the actual castle itself. And oh my gosh, this is the redstone. I think this is where you're supposed to go in order to access Bowser. Okay, whatever that was, I think I know what that was supposed to do. So I think that's supposed to make it easier so I can actually get down. Alright, so I do believe back here's the garden area that I was thinking about earlier. Yes, it is, and it's raining. Okay. Hold on, so let me go ahead and clear this rain. Weather, and then clear. There we go. I know for a fact, like I said, that Bob on Battlefield was a work in progress, which we obviously saw. I am curious about Big Boo's haunt, though. Not doing anything. Can't say I'm surprised. Although Big Boo's haunt would be absolutely awesome to see. I'm not gonna lie. And here's the other side of that painting. Looks really good. So I do know for a fact, after you complete the game so far, you stand on this rug and look straight up. And it takes you to some form of minigame. I'm not entirely sure what, though. Oh, I know exactly what this is. It looks like we've got ourselves the two little platforms over to either side. Is there anything behind this painting? No, it doesn't appear to be. No. I do believe there's actually supposed to be like an area to go to behind that. This map is just so incredibly awesome. And I know some of you guys probably feel the same way. Okay, so we can come back in here. And apparently I think this is supposed to be for another area, obviously. Although as to what area it's supposed to be, I'm not entirely sure. I'm not an expert on Mario 64, even though I have played the DS version. Although technically the DS version isn't necessarily the same as the original N64 version, and I have no idea what's even in here. Okay. There's a room over here. I think this leads to Bowser. I think this is the first Bowser area. Yep, there's a staircase up here, and there's the paintings that would be Bowser. If I go ahead and flick this lever, this should... Yep, that opens the trapdoor to where you would go for the Bowser fight, so that's really cool. I gotta be completely honest. I do want to go back to the basement afterwards if I have time. I mean, I'm only 10 minutes into this recording, so I will probably, under normal circumstances, have time in order to actually do that. And this, I did not realize was as long of a staircase as it was. Okay, so let's see what all is around here. Oh! I know exactly what this room is. This I remember. So we've got all these different paintings around here. There's another room. And this is, I do believe, the big, small area, whatever it was called. The amount of detail that this person put together on this map is just so incredible. Although I haven't really found too much that I can go to other than just simply Bob-omb Battlefield. This is where I came in. Okay, so what about up here? And then in here, oh, here's the clock area, and I like what they used for this painting right here. Looks really nice. And then up here is, I think, the final Bowser area, and then there's a couple places in here to go to. I do believe these lead to, like, some form of, like, mini areas if you actually go in them. And then what about up here where you're supposed to take on Bowser? No space for whatsoever for the infinite staircase. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Because obviously you have to actually have space in order to do that. I want to go back to the basement and see. It said something about having pressure plates to go somewhere, although I'm not entirely sure where that would be. But I suppose this would actually be a really cool, say, if you were doing like an adventure series, like maybe, I don't know, maybe if you were doing like, I want to say like a special series where what you're doing is in K command block. So what am I trying to say? Like a role-play series. That's what I'm trying to think of, is a role-play series. If you're actually doing a role-play series, this would be a really cool place to do that with. Although you probably need quite a few people in order to put something like that together, because it's going to be rather difficult to do something like this. And okay, I thought this, oh, that's because of the torch. I thought it looked different from the rest, but that's because there's the torch directly above it. So what about back here? No. I thought maybe there might be a pressure plate of some sort. Okay, so I've been to that door. What about this door back here? I don't think I've been in here. And okay, apparently there's nothing back here. I can definitely see the developer behind this map, which, by the way, it's Pixelman456. I'll make sure I have his Twitter in the description, because I always have their links in the description whenever I do these kinds of showcases. This is just so cool. I'm going to be completely honest. This is probably one of the coolest things I've seen in Minecraft in general for quite some time. And it's raining again. I really wish there was like some way to go to Big Boo's haunt, because that would actually be really cool. If I were to go back inside, would that get rid of the rain noise? For the most part it does. This is just one of the coolest things I've seen in a long time. I mean, I know for a fact that the person who put this together, according to the webpage, it took them about a year to complete. And what I'm most impressed with right now is Bob on Battlefield. Let me go ahead and do the weather again. Weather, clear. And then the one thing I do want to go ahead and do is put in a number to make sure it stays clear for a while. So if I go back here a second time, this is probably one of the coolest parts about the map itself, to be completely honest. I mean, I like what the creator has actually done for this. Chain Chomp, I didn't even notice the custom 3D texture on the Chain Chomp itself. I did not notice that, but this definitely looks like it ought to be something that would definitely be really cool to see once it's all completely done. And obviously it is still technically a work in progress. Now I'm kind of curious, is there like anything else going on around the outside of the castle? Because I think I seem to remember, yeah, there's a door right here. This leads to this room. I remember this room. Reset the pillars, which is debug. If it says debug, I'm not, unless I step on these pressure plates and it puts the pillars down. The pillars aren't seem to be moving. So now if I come down in here, and I come up here, so there's ladders right here. Where's this take me? I don't entirely remember. Whoa! Apparently opening that door sent me back here. Well, that is where that door is technically supposed to lead me to, admittedly. That's just not what I was expecting to have happen. I want to go back out there because I want to explore the rest of that particular area, and then I don't know where I'm going to finish off the video because there's just so many cool places that I can go to in here. This is just amazing. The amount of detail the creator put into this. This is just so cool. And I hear some mobs in a few spots. Hold on, there's actually one other place I seem to remember that's related to the water section. Hold on. Well, not in this particular area. Actually, not in this particular area. Well, behind this door. Okay, command blocks. I'm assuming if I open this door a second time, yeah. I figured that's what would happen. And then there's one other spot, again, outside in the water that I want to check. I didn't realize the door would close itself back up. That's a really cool feature. Not quite sure how. That's probably command blocks. That's what my guess is command blocks. I seem to remember there was an area where if you drained the water outside of Peach's castle, there was a particular spot in the water that you can ground pound, and then there's like something underneath it that you can go to and actually manage to access like an extra area, although I'm not seeing anything. So far, I am in fact liking what I'm seeing. And the detail, I actually hadn't checked the detailing on the outskirts of the castle. And here's the daylight sensor leading to something. This is really cool, I'm not gonna lie. I know I've said that over and over again, I just can't seem to get over it. Down here looks like just some redstone and command blocks. Okay. This is just cool. This is, I mean, I need to stop saying that over and over again because I know you guys are probably getting annoyed with it, but for something like this, it's just kind of hard to get over a creation, and it took like a year to put together, as I mentioned. Something that would be really cool to see is, if I remember correctly, so map options and rules for playing the map, and to dev coordinate room, please make sure you use the texture, make sure textures are installed. So let's see, let's see what this does, if anything. Okay, here we go. So, coming soon, start game survival easy, start game survival. So, attention, these rules don't apply in creative mode. Try not to fall outside the current stage, you will be stuck. Make sure textures are installed. Can contain stars or coins. Multiple types of resistance. Enemies not see you. Levitation for 10 seconds. Okay. Keys from Bowser. Here we go. And what about to dev coordinate room? I'm kind of curious about what this is all about. And I'm having a... Alright, so blank blocks, coordinates already in blocks, give @p command block, stage C&D block, easy dev access. Not sure what's... Okay, so not quite sure what all this stuff actually is. I'm going to assume I'm under the castle. Yeah, I'm under the castle somewhere. You go ahead and check this command block. Back to castle. Okay. Wow, this is just a... This was just absolutely amazing. I mean, for work in progress, this actually isn't too bad. I would like to see more of Bob on Battlefield in the future. It looks like he's planning on putting in a survival mode so that it's almost as if you're going to be playing Mario 64 itself, and at some time in the future, or at least Bob on Battlefield. That would be absolutely awesome. One of the things that I really enjoyed from playing Mario 64 DS, which again I admit is probably not the same as the original Mario 64, but one thing I did enjoy was climbing up the mountain to the Bob-omb boss, Big Bob-omb, whatever his name was, and then Koopa the Quick was also kind of fun. I mean, there's just so much of this place that is just so well done. The one thing that I thought might be interesting to see was obviously the remainder of Bob on Battlefield. Like I said, I can understand why he wasn't able to do the infinite staircase. I mean, he was kind of short on space in order to do that. But other than that, I really liked what the map creator has going for what's to come and what's already done. But you know what? I think this is probably a good place to go ahead and end off the video. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you did, make sure to hit that like button. Well, more than make sure to subscribe in for future content. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at AgentCP0 to stay updated. This has been Zero Studios. Thank you guys for watching. And with that, I will see you guys later.